Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Malcolm.
Today we're going to be getting to another NBA playoff matchup. We got Malcolm's Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat, and we got the Dallas Mavericks going to Golden State to face Steph Curry's Warriors. Been a crazy playoff so far. A lot of good matchups, even going back to the first round, Malcolm. What do you think about this Heat-Celtics matchup?
Hey man, by the time this video is able to be posted, game one will already happen. But I think that with this matchup that's going on, number one, I just want to smile for a sec because, the fact that, we are in the Eastern Conference Finals, Ron can be able to finally be able to talk about it with me, knowing that he thought it was delusional when we first talked about it in the beginning of the season. And I just want to appreciate everybody for calling my phone, apologizing to me and stuff like that about how they were so wrong. Because I really appreciate y'all's sincere apologies. But let's go and talk about the Celtics. Now, the Celtics, what I said before, I said that whoever wins this series is going to be bust down, battered, and bruised up. And I think that's I feel like what the Celtics was going to be happening. And I think that's going to have an effect on the first game of the series against Miami, who's coming off fresh win off of Philadelphia 76ers team, who, by the lead of Doc Rivers, showed nothing of a threat to Miami being able to lose this series at all. So if you look at this Boston Celtics series, I think Boston plays like a very physical game. I think that, I'm not saying that the Heat is going to be an easy team to beat, but I think more of the fact that when you compare guys like Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jimmy Butler, I will be, I will have a fresh breath of air, playing against a guy like Jimmy Butler, because I played two crazy freaks in two different type of skills, and I think that it's time that they're going to be settled down as defense, and maybe it'll be a lot more easier as far as defense is the fact that they can be able to hone in on guys like Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. They'll be able to hammer down on multiple players except for just one player, which gave opportunities for a lot of three-point shots. They can use a lot of one-on-one type of defense because at the end of the day, it's not Giannis, it's not KD, and they trust their defenders against Miami. Big thing that's different about this is Miami has a deeper team.
For sure.
Depending on what Kyle Lowry does and his availability, I think that he's going to be out game one. So I think Victor Oladipo is going to have a lot of opportunity. So they just have a lot of people to throw. As far as offensively, as far as defensively, this will be a different challenge with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown because you've got PJ Tucker and you got Jimmy Butler guarding those two. So that will be a whole different type of thing that they weren't really used to in the Milwaukee Bucks and Brooklyn series. I think one thing that we have an advantage of finally is the size. Bam Adebayo killed us in the last time at the Eastern Conference Finals, but you're talking about Daniel Tice was the starter. No Al Horford. Rob Williams was barely playing. Grant Williams barely played. These guys weren't playing, but these guys are way better than they were before. Al Horford is back. So I just think that limits the effectiveness that Bam Adebayo has. Now, this is going to be a good series. You got Ime Udoka and his abilities as far as defense, and you have Eric Spoelstra, who's one of the best coaches in the game. And this is a Jason Tatum series to take. Jason Tatum could cement his legacy right now or put it on the forefront of a top 5 player in this league if he's able to get to the finals. Just imagine this, Ron. He went through Kevin Durant. No one, before he even did that, they was not pushing no smoke. They got the second seed when Milwaukee tried to push it down to third. He went through Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. He went to Giannis Antetokounmpo. He goes to a number 1 team in Miami. And if he gets to the finals, you're going to have to start respecting Jason Tatum more than you supposedly do. But, you go ahead, bro.
Hey, well, everyone knows my virtual mentor, Nick Wright, put Jason Tatum in Club Superstar last week. I mean, he made the cut. He's top of,
maybe I missed out on that show. I got to watch that show.
Club
That's
Superstar,
crazy.
man. I listened to some things he says. So I think that was pretty cool. But we'll get to our predictions when we end this segment. But I'm since Malcolm gave the Celtics side, I'll give the Miami side. Playoff Jimmy Butler, it's a real thing. I've been screaming it for 2 years. Since he's been with the 76ers, to be honest. He was with Minnesota. He's always just been better in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. He was shooting 23% from a three-point in the regular season. He He's up to 36.4. He's making over 1.5 a game. He wasn't even making 1 in the regular season. He was scoring 21 points in the regular season. He's up to 28.7 in the playoffs. Like, this is a jump. He's 52% from the field. He was 48 in the regular season. Like, he's better at literally every single category in the playoffs. Like, he's turned up. Now, the only one thing I can say, like you said, Kyle Lowry is out. I just, for some reason, think it's a good thing though for him. He's been complete doo-doo. Like, I mean, he's been terrible. You give me Strauss and Gary Vincent. They played better. Like, they played better defensively. They shot the ball better. And truth be told, Jimmy Butler is kind of the playmaker of the team anyway. He has the ball in his hand a lot of the time, and Bam can pass pretty good from the high post. I'm looking for that to be the strategy for them to win if they can win the series. The real matchup is, does Duncan Robinson play? It's gonna be tough to get him on the court. They're gonna need shooting, but it's gonna be tough to get him on the court. Tyler Hero, we know he's gonna be able to score the basketball. They need him to play, but defensively, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Like, I guess you probably put him on, like, maybe what you say, Grant Williams or maybe Smart. I guess that's who he has to guard. Well, of course, when like Pritchard and those guys come in the game, but like when the starters are in the game, I'm not sure who he's gonna have to guard. And they're gonna pick on him on the offense, man, with the pick and roll. He's not, if he gets on Tatum, I mean, he's just gonna back him down or fade away. I guess it's easy. He's 6'5", but he doesn't have the body type. So I'm really looking. Tyler Herro's gonna really have to make himself worthy to play, because Spo will bench you. I don't care who you are. Like, he will bench you if you're not worthy enough on both sides of the floor. He will bench you because they have other players like Victor Oladipo, like you said, they are coming in hungry and they're willing to play, and they have a system. I mean, the only person that's not gonna play is Udonis Haslem, but he plays like mentally. So I think something will happen. But before Malcolm goes again, I think the Celtics do get this series. I just don't trust the Heat team. I haven't liked them all season. I didn't think they would make it this far, the Heat, to be honest. So I'm surprised they got this far. I think Boston gets it in 6. And I said if it has to go 7, then I'll have the Heat if it has to go 7 games. But I think Boston gets it done in 6 games.
You say that you don't think that Miami come here. Yes, Miami had an easy way to go. What are you talking about? You played against Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young. That was Clint Capella for the first couple games, and John Collins was in and out of the lineup. Didn't really have anybody. Then you played Philly with Joel Embiid going through 3 gazillion type of injuries, and James Harden-Kachela himself, and you play against Doc Rivers. You're playing against Doc Rivers. That's another thing. So that was a easier path than going from Kyrie KD to Giannis Antetokounmpo and the defending champs to get where you are. So I mean, one thing that I say, Jimmy Butler is a playoff Jimmy. Yes, he's a very good guy, but I think this is going to be a more tough matchup in the fact that who was guarding Jimmy the first 2 matchups?
They had Andre with Hunter and Thibault when he played, and Danny Green. Like, these aren't. They aren't the defenders that Boston's about to be able to throw at them. This is a way different Boston team than before. So one thing I only have a problem with is they're going to kill Jaylen Brown his off-ball defense. As far as Jaylen Brown off-ball, he can't be lazy. Like, he cannot be lazy. He has to be focused, and I think that's Jaylen Brown's only problem as a defender. He's a good one-on-one defender, but as far as off-ball, you can do a lot of cuts on Jaylen Brown. You can do a lot of misdirection on Jaylen Brown. You can get him lost in the sauce where he doesn't know what's going on, to be honest. And I think that's what Miami's going to probably target on, because they played Boston before. They know what to do. I seen them do it in the last game of the season. I seen them do that, and now they're going to continue to do that in the playoffs. I think that we just got to make our shots, and I think that we proved that against Milwaukee. They're going to do a lot of zone, because I don't think Miami could really stop Boston. But the only reason why Miami could really limit Boston is using that 2-3 zone, and some reason on why Boston can't be able to operate that. I don't know what the problem is. That, but at the end of the day, like, he is,
and I think that Boston will be able to make the shots now than they were a couple years ago.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see if they do pull that out. I don't think it'll be game 1. I do think Miami does get game 1, because I think Boston's dead, literally, just fatigued. Miami is Gatorade up, like, they're chilling. Like Mom said, they were chilling really. The Phillies said, like, okay, it looked bad for like a little bit. Overall, they never really sweated against the Hawks. They literally, Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry were literally sitting out games. Like, they were chilling. They were just letting it go on, and they still were getting wins. So the team is fresh. The only person they're really missing is Kyle Lowry. Again, I don't think it's a miss. He's played terrible. Even I think he probably has just as much impact on the bench and he just even playing at this point. Like he probably does. I'm sorry, Vincent and Strauss have not been bad. I'm sorry, Bam is going to play a lot of minutes. PJ Tucker is going to play a lot of minutes. These are playoff tested players. Again, Hero, they're going to need him to play good. And I can't wait to see the Victor Oladipo experiment. I mean, District of Columbia legend here. I mean, the math of product, he said he looked good in his last little 3 games, but this is a tough one, and he's not going to be able to just do offense. He has to be able to play defense, and I think it's going to be tough coming off the injury. So
before I end it, I think that we have to understand. Yes, Kyle Lowry has played like a shell of himself, but you will need a veteran guy like Kyle Lowry against a defense like Boston. You're
Smart versus Lowry, the flop king matchup. Who takes it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need a veteran like Lowry who understands the game, understands how to manipulate the defense in a type of way. Just know how to do different things with different coverages that presented, because Kyle Lowry's been there before. He's battle tested, and yes, Strus and Vincent did a very good job. But he's, like I said, who in the world was guarding these guys? You know what I'm saying? So, we ask these questions. Now we're playing against Boston now. It's going to be a whole different defense. Yeah. Ime Udoka is one of the smartest defensive coaches in the league right now. And you're going to need a guy like Kyle Lowry to help, facilitate what Eric Spoelstra has coming on the court.
And what's your series prediction before we move on?
I got Celtics in 6. Celtics in 6.
Okay, so Celtics in 6. And if it does go 7, you still taking Boston?
I still take Boston. I got to roll with Boston. So yeah, okay. You might call me biased, but we gotten all the way here. So my biased opinions are just not anymore. So yeah, Boston in 6.
Okay, now moving on to the Mavs Warriors, which I think is going to be one of the most fun series we've seen in a long time. 3-point bombs, pick and rolls, motion offenses. This is going to be a fun series. This is going to be very high scoring, I think. Like, just very high scoring. Someone told me they think the 3-point record might get broken in this series. I think it's a little far. But I think it's going to be interesting. We get to see Luka, most points per game all time in NBA playoff history. Very small sample size, about 20 games now, but it's getting up there. And assists, again, top 10 all time in the playoffs. It's getting up there. It's over 20 games. We saw he's yet to have a bad series in his career. Again, was this series 6? Overall, I trust the kid. I think he maybe can get it done. If he gets to the finals, I'll just be so uncontrollable on here. I just want to tamper expectations for the fans that watch this show, because I'm just gonna bring everything I have to that. If somehow the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic gets to the series, and if somehow Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans gets to the playoffs, it's something in me that's just not gonna have a good time about that. But overall, I think I was telling you, Malcolm, I think they're gonna hunt Jordan Poole. This is a Jordan Poole standing kind of over here. Love the player. I think he'd be great with the Lakers or the Mavericks. But the defense isn't there right now. I compare him to Zach LaVine. He just seems like LaVine to me. And we all know what LaVine does off-ball defense. Like, it's just not good. Same with Poole. When they're gonna get Poole on Luka, even Brunson, it's gonna be a joke. Like, it's gonna be good. I can't wait to see who guards Luka. It's gonna probably have to be Wiggins, because if Klay Thompson's on it with those ACLs and Achilles, it's barbecue chicken. Like, Draymond's probably gonna. This is gonna be a small ball series. Draymond's probably gonna play at least 30 minutes a game, probably at center, because so is Maxi Kleber is gonna probably play 30 minutes per game at center alone. So I think it's going to be a very small ball, very 3 heavy. It's going to be some fireworks, and I can't wait to see what comes out of it. Malcolm?
I think that, this will be a fun series, but at the end of the day, they're going to target Luka. They're going to target Luka.
I don't think
you don't think they're going to target Luka? You're talking about a team that's going to motion. They have one of the highest IQs. This team has a high IQ.
But this is a good matchup for him defensively, because they don't have they're not fast. Like, I mean,
they're
maybe
not
Poole,
fast, but
yeah,
you gonna put Luka in situations where Luka has to either guard the 3, because if Luka push back a little bit, just in case they blow past him, it's an open 3. If Luka tries to come up, you can really blow past Luka with Curry and Jordan Poole and guys like that. They're gonna put Luka in a lot of situations and force Luka to be able to defend. That's one thing Steve Kerr is gonna be able to do. I want to force Luka to defend and play offense. So he's going to get tired eventually. and that's the point. I mean, one thing's gonna be big in this series is really Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie. We seen the beginning of the series last series with Phoenix of how they were losing because Jalen Brunson and
Dinwiddie.
oh my gosh. Yeah, Dinwiddie wasn't able to, operate points or able to generate points as far as second tier and third tier. So they will have to generate points this series. And I'm telling you, going into Golden State, the Bay Area, with that loud crowd. Yes, they've been asleep though, because they usually they only used to like play, late playoff runs and stuff like that. Now we get to the conference finals where things get more serious, and now they can see the chance that they're able to get to the finals. I think that they're going to show up, and them tickets is about almost $300. So I mean,
you better
I
be
understand
screaming.
why a lot of people don't be able to come there. You got to be screaming, you got to do something. But at the end of the day, I just think that the Warriors are going to win this game, win this series. I think we're going to wait to do predictions, but you can let me know what you think.
Yeah, so I think going with your defensive point, I think they'll make. I ain't gonna lie, Luka probably will be on Draymond Green or Klay Thompson. Those are great matches for him. Klay maybe but he's not the runner he used to be. Because like Curry, that's Brunson. Like we all know that's what Brunson's gonna try, because just based on size, like he'll be able to run around a lot. Luka is no way he's chasing Curry. Like it's just no way. So it's like it's either gonna be Klay or it's Draymond, because Wiggins is too athletic. I think personally. Now he could probably maybe stay in front of him for a little bit, but Wiggins is he's the high flyer of the team. But in the series, I'm going to win. I'm going to say Mavericks in 7. I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling good. I really wasn't going to do this. I want to jinx the Mavericks. I wanted to act surprised. But I say, you know what? I'm coming on here, man. I can't be humble on here. I don't want to be humble about this. I say I'm going to pick the Mavericks in 7 for the upset. I'm picking the Mavericks in upset in 7, man. You can tell me what you think about that. I'm taking the upset.
I had to yawn to that, because I'm just like, whoa, what in the world? I really have the Warriors in 6, but I won't be surprised if it's in 5.
Oh God. Yeah, okay. I think the Mavs can definitely get one game in Golden State too. The first two,
they can get one game.
I think they'll get one in Golden State. I just feel like they will, and I feel like I will feel better. I think they'll probably lose game 1. They come up for game 7. Game 2, I'll look for them to steal home court. And Curry's been kind of scaring me. Like he's been good, but he hasn't been Steph Curry. Like it's been scary, and Klay Thompson has been a jack of all trades, and then jacking threes, and just like every time he touches the ball, it's like, oh, okay, Klay.
He's
like,
a definition of hit and miss. Right
like
now.
he's turned into a heat seeker. Like Klay Thompson has the highest 3-point percentage in the playoffs in NBA history at 43 ever, like higher than Curry. I mean, he shouldn't go from 3 in the playoffs, but it's based on volume too. Like he's taking too many bad shots. I really endure for some reason. I don't know what happened to Dorian Finney-Smith. I mean, he's a good player. Reggie Bullock, he's a good player. They've gone to a new level though, Malcolm. These guys were outplaying McCall Bridges and Jay Crowder. Like those were the role players that are 3 and D. They outplayed Jay Crowder, tested. McCall Bridges was 2nd defensive player of the year. Finney-Smith outplayed him. I'm very excited to see what they can do. Now we all know Draymond is probably one of the best, if not the best player in the NBA. So this is going to be a tough test for the Mavericks, but I think they can make some shake. And they gave Golden State some trouble in the regular season. So again, I'm taking the Mavs in 7. Any final words, Malcolm?
You was a very ambitious guy, and I appreciate that. But
yes,
you're going to be wrong again, Ron. You're definitely going to be wrong again.
So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to take that and Mavs in 7. But okay, if you're listening on the Apple, Spotify, YouTube, make sure you're subscribing, sharing, commenting. We got some real big coming probably by the end of the week or early next week. So stay tuned. Welcome.
Hey, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. We have a lot of different things that we got going on. Ron is over here talking his little Luka magic or whatever resolution that he talks about on Twitter. So make sure y'all tune in. And then you got Ron doing a good job on Instagram. So make sure y'all tune in though. So we appreciate y'all's support.
All right.